All right. Thank you, Dr. Mustafa, for giving us time, and I really appreciate it. So, the concept of our interview is basically on leaders and entrepreneurs in UAE who have established themselves in the country, and who would be a better person than you. You are, of course, an established entrepreneur who has pretty much lived all his life here, as well as you are a motivational speaker. You are a mindset business coach for entrepreneurs and leaders. So, so I would request the interview as to whatever we discuss about. I would like your opinion as an entrepreneur, as a chairman of Salesforce International and Sararaj, and at the same time, I want your opinion as a business coach to what you have been experiencing with you, the leaders that you have coached or that you have spoken to. You are a member, a partner with RTS Global, who are again experts in training, and they are related to family business. So I would like your opinion and your views on both. So I have a good knowledge of Raj Group of companies to whatever that I have read about in terms of Star Tracker, in terms of Sararaj. Uh, you started in 1990 with your father, and then you started Salesforce International in 1999. What my question is, what most people may or may not be asking you is, what was the opportunity that you saw? What was the third person opportunity that you saw in this line of business that you are in?
Thank you, Ali. Thank you for sparing your time and taking this interview. So, as I will start from the last question first. That I joined my father's business in 1990 after doing my college. Dubai was on the surge in business activities, and a lot of development started on Sheikh Zayed Road. Initial development started on Sheikh Zayed Road that time. So the few towers coming up that time, 25-story tower. Buildings were called towers, and now Sheikh Zayed Road skyline is completely different. But in the early 90s, already the construction boom initiation had started. And after this, after the breakup of USSR into many different countries, there was a sudden surge of buyers from Eastern Bloc. That also gave Dubai a lot of opportunities on the retail business. Then again, and same time, the Gulf War ended in 91, and that also that acted as a catalyst in creating new opportunities in construction in the construction sector. The reason for me starting a new business in 1999 was I used to see a lot of lost opportunities in my father's business, and as I could not accomplish that, being a junior in the business, in the hierarchy of my father's business, so I thought, let me give a try to work on this lost opportunities. And the second thing and most important was that my father built his own empire, coming over here in 1958, when there was no water supply and electricity in Dubai. Dubai was a very small village, not a single kilometer of tarmac road, and not a single saloon car at that time. And so he has seen the transformation of Dubai. He had seen from 1958 to early 2000 till he passed away. So in 99 I thought that I should give a try to start something of my own. As you know, I have the same genes of my father. So I started Salesforce International in 99. God has been very graceful to me. Success came in very fast, and in no time we had customers and clients from different parts of GCC. Of course, certain fundamental principles, what my father started, we always adhere that. My father, when he started business in 1958, is one of the fundamental guideline was to have quality products, may it be from any origin, but it has to be quality product. And that was one of the fundamental principles even I laid in my own company. So whatever comes in our company, we always see that it has to match to the highest standards of quality. We are not so finicky on the origin. May it be from Fiji Island, doesn't matter. May it be from Alaska, doesn't matter. But it has to be quality. So that what inspired me. These are the two things which inspired me to start business in '99. As you mentioned in your early this thing that we have business in India as well. In 2008, we started business in Ahmedabad, seeing the opportunities in our motherland, and as India is a huge country with diverse culture and diverse youth diversity, 2008 we spread our wings in India, and our headquarters in India is in Ahmedabad. Again, over there we launched a vehicle tracking system which is still up and running, and our product vehicle tracking system is by far number one. It is manufactured in USA, in California, and in the hostile terrain of Indian roads, it is still up and running for 7-8 years, which has been installed to our clients with zero complaint.
So the idea, what made you, was it a hardcore researched idea that let's start a tracking device, or was it an epiphany that you see on the road and one fine day it clicks to you, what, this is something which is an opportunity for me?
We always look out for innovative products, and innovation is something which I always look for in anything, improvement or innovation. So it was in 2006, 5 or 6, I talked to some of the guys and took a third person opinion that what are the current trends, what are the businesses which we used to opt. And one gentleman, he gave me a list of 10 things, which are good upcoming business. And one of them was a vehicle tracking system. Immediately, that caught my eye, and we went deeper into it. And that's how, we have our devices from US, which is a very high class, high quality device. Our software partners are from Belarus, Minsk, and installation we do it through our very trained technicians.
So now that you have, I believe, 4 companies, 2 which are very much up and running, and 2 that you're going to be starting now as V2 Herbal, and you plan on starting consultancy firm as KTM. So when you put in so many different organizations together, you are in completely different fields. What is the level of risk? How much risk do you think you are taking in as an entrepreneur? How much do you think as a coach should entrepreneurs generally take?
See, risk is always associated with life, with business. Anything what we do, risk is always associated with it. Higher the risk, higher are the returns. This does not allow us to take high risk or volatile risk. It always has to be calculated risk. Well, you talked about diversity in different businesses. That divides our risk. And each vertical, when we see it, have huge potential. But in every business, sometimes we succeed, sometimes we fail. But when we fail, we do our soul search at what made it fail, or what was missing element that could have been improved, or many a times we work on that improvement and then try ourselves into that business if we have full conviction of that product. See, we are warriors, we don't give up. But of course, as Gandhi has said in one of his book, then be slow in conviction, but once you are convinced, you should proceed at accelerated pace. So similar thing, when we, in all our verticals, we have, the products are all set of high quality, high deliverables. Even in the consultancy, the two verticals we have, one is property, another is family succession planning, and another one is property resolution, property disputes resolution. So both have an edge in consultancy field as well. It's not like adding one to the count. Both of them are having specialized consultancy ingredients on these two verticals, where the deliverables are of very high quality and which can be quantifiable and measurable.
So now we know that you have been an esteemed entrepreneur when your companies have of course been up and running. But what I want to ask you is, from an entrepreneur, you shifted not your complete focus, but a good amount of it to the social philanthropy that you do, in terms of being a coach, in terms of being a motivational speaker. Now, how was that shift? How was that shift, and how did that come about? Did that come about with the emotional intelligence masters, or was that something that you always wanted to explore?
Well, even in my early days in my business, while discussing any situation, I used to come up with some good solutions, which were always most of the time acceptable by all. So that that coaching and mentoring thing was there, but it was at a primitive and premature stage. But of course, with my education in emotional intelligence, in criminology, and then doing leadership, trained under Marshall Goldsmith leadership coach program, I honed my skills to that level where I can be a coach and a leadership coach and a consultant to a business house. This thing, as when I was in the data market, average on 3, 4, 5 cases in a week used to come as a dispute, internal disputes in the business, and I used to resolve that. And that success rate was very high in that. So then I realized that this thing I can do it better. But more importantly, I was inspired and motivated by our His Holiness representative over here, Kinana Bhai Sahib said Kinana. And he told me once that you are doing this on an unorganized way. Why don't you do it in a structured way as a consultancy firm? So you can do your philanthropic part along with that. But since you have gathered good knowledge, why don't you do it on a professional way? So that idea, with that advice, we started this consultancy.
All right. So a lot of entrepreneurs talk about value in organizations. Like you give value, you provide value. Now, when we talk about value, what are the first 3 things that come to your mind when we talk about value?
I strongly believe that the success of any enterprise or any business or an entrepreneur is based on values. Values play a very important role in our journey of success. See, we see in Burj Khalifa, a very towering structure in Dubai. What we see is a magnificent 170-story tower. What we can't see is the foundation on what it is standing. That foundation are the values. In an organization, the values play a very important role in their success, and most importantly in sustainability. See, since we are from India, we see an enterprise like Tata, which is always talked with very high respect. And we have seen so many organizations of 10,000, 15,000 crore coming and vanishing in no time because they were not built on values. May it be Vijay Mallya or Kingfisher, may it be Choksi case which recently happened. 10,000 crore is not a small amount. That takes sometimes 10 life to build such organization. But since it was not built on values, it vanished in no time. We always emphasize that, in fact I have addressed a lot of MBA students in many universities, and I told them that, always build your career on values. Only that will sustain. And see, as children we all have played a game called snake and ladder. Once we get a ladder, we cross 50, 20 points at a time. But there is one snake at 91, God forbid we get in, it will bring it at 1. So I see many a times, the young entrepreneurs or even young future entrepreneurs who are into professional field, keep changing organization and keep jumping them. I always feel that, there are two school of thoughts. One is stick with one good organization and build that organization, build your own career. Or the second is that keep changing and build your career. I am not in opinion of the second one. I am always in opinion that, once you identify a good organization which works on values, which adheres to values, build that organization and build yourself along with that. So values play a very important role. That's a discipline, as every country has its own discipline, as every religion has its own discipline, so as every organization to have that discipline. All the disciplines are the value characteristics which will bring that, which build that organization.
So for you, basically, discipline would be the most important value that would come in an organization?
Of course, that discipline on values is very important thing.
But in retrospective to start, for example, to your company, Cellforce, what are the values that you base, Cellforce on? What are they your personal values that are again, mirrored in Cellforce? And if so, then what are those? What are not? I don't need all of them, sir. If you can just give me one or two.
Of course, the values what I have is mirrored from my father. As I told you, my father was a very successful entrepreneur, successful businessman with very high ethics. Ethics was always deliver quality, always deliver what we were promised. See, in current market there are a lot of unethical practices have intruded, and my father always used to tell us that, when you bring in something to sell, if you have not checked, is okay, but when you sell, you have to check and see that it goes right to the client. Second thing, as a Star Trekker, I always tell my salespeople that if we have 10 advantage of our product, it's your prime responsibility to explain all 10. But God forbid, if you have forgotten one, doesn't matter. If you say explain 9, it's okay, but never tell 11 to sell the product. That extra one will always create a damage to the company, to the product. And see, this reputation, what I am holding is earned by my father, and I am just, reaping the fruits of what seeds he has sown. So I have two responsibilities: to preserve what my father has given me as a reputation and as values, and second, to leave something worthwhile for my son to take it further.
So when we talk about the initial, like for instance, now that you are a coach and you see, and you're a motivational speaker and you see so many people. Now, when you come back as an entrepreneur back to Salesforce, did you feel, or do you feel now, that there is a level of conflict between your own mind, that sometimes that, that entrepreneurial side of yours is pushing you to do something which maybe, is something where you feel like there is a level of conflict? Do you feel that, or does the self-awareness is there now that I know what I'm supposed to do?
Of course, everyone makes mistakes in their life, and I am not free from that. But I'll tell you one thing, that I have taken all decisions from my heart, never from my mind. So, and so far, the success rate is very high. I followed my heart. Many times we feel that this decision which has been taken from heart has hampered the business, has created damage to the organization by doing certain, but still we follow that. But and in the long run we have seen that it has turned out positive. Of course, initially when I started business as a young entrepreneur, I'm talking 20 years back, in 99, almost 20 years now. So from then and now, of course I feel a great change in me also, with the knowledge and experience. A lot of improvements have come as everyone experiences they grow in their life.
So, failure. Now, everybody goes through a certain level of failure. And initial point of view, when you started Salesforce, you may have faced failure. Failure is something which entrepreneurs are not able to take very easily, especially young entrepreneurs. They have a very difficult time when they face failure. So, again, as I would ask you to give me both the sides. As an entrepreneur, and if there was failure, how you coped with it, and as a coach, what do you feel that young entrepreneurs can do better, or what are the behavioral characteristics that you feel is hampering taking that failure in the right manner?
See, failure is inevitable. Whatever you do, you can never have 100% success rate. So, as humans are bound to make mistakes. So, with that mistakes, many a time we face failure. For the budding entrepreneur, I would say that should never get discouraged from the failure. Of course, we when I coach to the companies and the organization, I always tell the parents or the elders in the business that always encourage courage. Encouraging courage helps you to minimize the impact of failure. Second thing is that right from the childhood, if a child has been groomed with a golden spoon and he has never tasted failure in his life, then of course he doesn't know how to react to that failure. So the first failure, or even whatever is in the life when you encounter in the business, you have to soul search why it happened, what were the factors affecting it, and many a time we have to leave that. You should not spend some time to correct it, because it's like Nike has a statement, just do it. So in business also now the product life cycle is very small. Earlier product life cycles were 30-40 years, so you got a lot of time to correct it. Now with the very short product life cycle, if you succeed, sometime you change the method. But if you keep repeating the same method, you will get the same results. And if the first time you got failure, even the 10th time you will get failure. The most important thing I'd like to emphasize is that failures should never be taken negative. Failures are a very good learning. Failure help us to learn that this is one way I cannot achieve this. But if you are convinced and your conviction is very high on the project or the product, then keep trying different ways. I always say that if Edison would have been born in India, the world would be dark, because on the 1000th attempt Edison invented bulb. We never allow our child to go to that 1000th attempt. So if he has failed 2, 3, 4 times, we shun him from that project or product. If you are convinced that no, what your objective is right, your conclusion is going to be positive, but then keep changing the methods. If you don't change the methods, then you will get the same results what you got earlier, and that may bring depression. That may bring a sense of failure, of self-failure rather than the product failure.
Thank you. So, longevity. Now, I would say that in terms of longevity, I think you have a lot of experience. The group is really old. And now, Cellforce itself is now 19, if I'm not wrong. 19 years old. Sararaj is 10 years old. So, it would be said that your organization has reached the growth stage of life cycle and a bit towards mature in terms of Cellforce. Of course, Raj group definitely comes in mature, but longevity is another issue that is highly seen in maybe not in UAE in general, but all around the world. Everybody feels that longevity of an organization is very difficult to maintain.
Very rightly said, every organization works for only one goal, that is sustainability, to improve the longevity. Now, as you said that 19 years past in business, now we have matured or we have achieved that longevity. I feel that we have to work hard every day to maintain that. The reason is that the technological evolution is happening so fast, innovation on every front. AI is capturing the businesses as so high, so fast, that we have to maintain pace and evolve every day. If not every day, every month. See, every company, every country has their published figures of unemployment rate and unemployed. What we don't have in a bigger tsunami, coming in, which we are totally unaware of, is all those who are going to be unemployed are going to lose their employment in near future. So, with that, always innovation. Innovation, the 3 things required in the business, 3 fundamentals required in the business nowadays: innovation, innovation, and innovation. Sorry, innovation is no more a choice. Innovation is compulsory in business. If you don't innovate, you will extinct. Any business, any product you see, 10 years, 20 years back, what phones we used to use, they are not same now. 20 years back, what cars we used to use, they are not same now. And down the road, 10 years, what phones and cars are going to come is unimaginable right now. So most of the prophecies which were done in 80s in the Hollywood movies are coming true now. So innovation is very important in longevity. One another important factor in longevity is direction. Gandhiji has said in his book that if your direction is wrong, your speed is irrelevant. So always keep a soul search on your direction. Stand at certain intervals and see that are you on the right direction. Otherwise, many a times we have seen that they go fast and they've gathered miles, but they reach to the same point. after a long drive they reach to the same point. Like, and many a times we have to make sure that our ladder is leaned on the right wall. Otherwise, when we check at the end, we are on the wrong terrace. So all these factors are very important. Of course,